I'm Laser Wolf, and what does a tiny, quirky, knit little boy and all the troops of the Galactic Empire have in common? You can't play them online anymore. Earlier this month, on the 19th of April, Little Big Planet servers on PlayStation 4 were shut down indefinitely, after them being taken offline on January of this year due to ongoing DDoS attacks, which posed a security risk to the player base. This, naturally, was a pickle for Sumo Digital back then, ultimately making what I think is the right decision. User safety is always preferable over a continuation of service. However, all of Little Big Planet 3's online content is now officially unreachable, along with God knows how many thousands of hours by the community's hard work. Now, I don't really hold a lot of nostalgia for Little Big Planet. I played it back in the day, found it not to be for me, and moved on. But that does not mean that other folks didn't pour their creative energies over the game's level creator. And now, because the game, as most games do, had a closed environment, it is all gone. Once, quote-unquote, the cloud, that is, someone else's computer, was shut down. I mean, didn't the same thing happen to that Dreams game that they released? Weren't the servers for that game shut down after a couple of years that they deemed the game a commercial failure? I truly do feel for the people who created things for Little Big Planet 3. In our day-to-day lives, we're used to games, websites, and all kinds of services to just be there, without ever imagining that at some point they will be taken down because they have proven to be an economic burden on the people that own them. And unfortunately, that kind of outcome is baked into every closed environment, such as the ones that every console has, such as the one that every game without a server search does. And let me tell you, to me, a server search isn't even a good enough solution to this problem. Take the other game that I hinted at the beginning of the video, the Star Wars Battlefront, what is it called, Remastered Edition, All-Stars? I don't know. The game was such a piece of shit at launch, and I'd hazard a bet that whenever you're watching this video, it probably is still a piece of shit. That game took what effectively was a finished, working game, if you take out the fact that it was unplayable online, which I'll get to in a bit, and turned it into a piece of broken software that was magnitudes upon magnitudes of times larger, and it didn't even fucking work! Now, I'm not one to sit here and talk trash, call developers lazy, and just dismiss people's hard work. But that implies that hard work was put into a game. They upscaled all the game's textures to 4K without even the slightest retouch applied to it. When this game was released to almost universal rejection, I couldn't even bring myself to feel bad about the situation in any level. Particularly since the need for a remaster with multiplayer is entirely a problem of artificial scarcity. The original game is no longer playable because they made it unplayable. They didn't give the community the opportunity to host their own servers. If I were a gambling man, which I'm not, I would wager all my earthly possessions to the idea that people would still be playing that game if there were a way for people to do so. But that's what happens when we are not the ones in control of the services that we use. Every time that a company owns something that is meant to be used by the public in general, we have to accept the fact that it's not ours. That means every Mario Maker level, every level in Little Big Planet, every game to be released as a digital exclusive, every multiplayer game is never truly ours to own and enjoy, because we don't own the servers that they live on. Is there a way around it? Not right now, at least. The way that our world works is neatly arranged so that we don't have access to the resources necessary to take control of our digital belongings. In my opinion, every online game, when reaching the end of its lifetime, should have its source released to the public. Now, I realize that this is practically impossible since a lot of games use proprietary libraries that can't be freed. Now, I wouldn't recommend the option of hacking, saving, backing up, and reverse engineering what software you can. since the way that intellectual property works makes it so all of these actions are punishable by law. What I can recommend is helping free software. I can't lie, the ecosystem isn't really all that vast right now, and the breadth of free multiplayer games is somewhat slim. But if you take those thousands of dollars that you are wasting on what's basically a rootkit with polygons, and use them to support software that has interest in empowering us, the users, the ecosystem is bound to get bigger and bigger. What's even better? Make your own games. Release them as free software. I know that it's intimidating to put code out there when there are thousands upon thousands of armchair programmers telling you how your game is badly made. But I'll let you in on a little secret. It's all jealousy. Do you think that Toby Fox cares that people think his code is ugly? He made a generation-defining game that basically set him for a life. We have the power to change our relationship with games. We can produce them and distribute them without the need of third parties to leech the benefits of our work. Hey everyone, this is editing Lazar here. I did see that as I was editing this video, news broke out of someone backing up the entirety of the Little Big Planet levels, that is from Little Big Planet 1 all the way through to Little Big Planet 3, and just dumping them out on the Internet Archive. So my hat's off to that person risking their job to get all the community's hard work out there so that they can download it and own it. That's it for this video. Remember to do all the YouTube engagement things, liking, commenting, and, if you really like the video, also subscribing. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and hopefully, I'll see you in the next one.